Okay, so when you're creating a thumbnail from scratch, you're really going to only have two things to go off: the sermon title and the color of the clothes that the person preaching is wearing. So, for this example, for this tutorial, we're going to be using one of Pastor Sam's preachings, and the title of the sermon was Guard Your Hope. So, that's what you have to go off. And then if we go back to the sermon itself, we can check the video and see that he's wearing black. So that's a good thing, because when you're wearing black, it's easy to put any type of background behind you. So we have Pastor Sam wearing black, and we also have the sermon title, Guard Your Hope. So immediately you should be thinking about things that connect to the idea of guarding your hope. What comes to mind visually when you're thinking about that? For me, immediately I'm thinking about a shield. And when it comes to creating thumbnails, there's going to be a lot of trial and error, and you have to be very patient. So you might have an idea and you try and create it in Illustrator and it just doesn't come together. That happens all the time and it can be pretty frustrating. But it's important to just test your creativity and just go for it. Another thing that really helps is to find inspiration. So some YouTube channels that I like to take inspiration from are Social Dallas, Union Church, and Elevation Church. Transformation Church, they also have some good stuff, but these are the main three that I use. So I'm going to show you how I take inspiration. I just scroll through, look at what elements I'm seeing. Social Dallas, they use a lot of black. They love black. They use a lot of black, and they use very simple text. Like their font, the fonts that they use are very simple. Like they don't do too much. Like look at this, God Loves Dallas. Very simple text, very simple. Like there's not much going on here. And another thing that I noticed is that their cutouts of the pastor are very like zoomed in. So sometimes you'll only see his chest area and up. You never see his waist. You're not really seeing his waist. It's always like midsection up, or chest up. Yeah, it's very close in. We can't necessarily do that because the quality of our screenshots or our cutouts aren't as good as theirs. I'm assuming they're using an actual photography camera to take these pictures. We're taking screenshots from the video, so the quality isn't as good. But yeah, one of their thumbnails that I took inspiration from was this one right here. Only God can judge. So this one, I noticed that it had like a chalky background. It's like it reminds me of school, and it used like a chalky font as well. So I had to do research. I Googled chalk fonts or whiteboard, or what is it called? Not whiteboard, blackboard fonts. And I was able to find one similar. And that's what helped me make this thumbnail here for Light City Homecoming. You can see that I used the chalky blackboard background, and I use like a chalky font. So you can see how I take inspiration from other people and kind of incorporate it into my own workflow. Another example would be, let's say, Elevation Church. I really liked what they did here with this thumbnail, The God of Away. I liked how they incorporated not just text and color, but also like other elements like those two lines. So I was like, how can I use that? How can I incorporate that? So, for the attitude of faith, I kind of I added my own twist to it. So instead of just making the lines the same as what Elevation did, I made the lines 3D. It's probably too small to see, but you can see that there's white and then there's orange to make it 3D. Yeah, that's how you basically take inspiration. You look at what they do well. If there's something you want to copy, if there's a color that you like, just take inspiration and just try and replicate and add your own creative twist to it. Another thing that really helps is just to look at what we've done already. So I've noticed that in the past, I would stick to, purple, blue, a lot of blue, purple. That's why when it was time for the attitude of faith, I wanted to do a different color. And that's why I implemented orange. And now we have some green going on. So if you can, just look at what we've done in the past and maybe try and do something different. I would say maybe for your first thumbnail, probably play it safe, do something simple. And as you get better and as you do more thumbnails, you can be more creative. But that's just a suggestion. You don't have to take my suggestion. And moving on to the next aspect of making a thumbnail is to find a good background. So as you can see, we have different backgrounds here. If we look at different churches, they have great backgrounds. I still don't know where they get their backgrounds from. But for us, what we're currently using to create our backgrounds or to get our backgrounds are websites like Canva. So I type in things like gradient background thumbnail and I just look around, see if I like anything. If you're looking for a specific color, make sure to put it in your search. I'll also give you access to the church's Canva so you can access all the premium stuff.